Well, hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of this cabin rebuild. So this is part 9 now, and I know I said that I really can't do much inside the cabin right now. Maybe other than doing the concrete floor, but I can't really be bothered to do that this year, I'm pretty sure. But I never said anything about outside, so I still have a bunch of things that I couldn't do on the outside that I want to get finished. So it's nicely raining right now, as you can see, and I'm really glad that the entire building is dry right now. So what I want to get done in this episode is pretty simple. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to remove this bank as far as these plants are here, because from here you can see that the bank itself is actually blocking my driveway into the carport there. Right now, if I want to park something under here, I have to kind of take a turn to the right and then turn to the left. So I want to get this bank removed, and also in the process remove a bunch of material from here and then dump it on that side of the building somewhere. So that's first thing that I want to get finished. Another thing is close off this gap with the boulders to make it more streamlined, so the boulder wall that is coming from here will stop it at this wall, and also construct a new boulder wall on this side. And I want to do the same style, as you can see, no masonry or nothing like that, just random boulders that kind of fit for a wall, and hopefully I will be able to do that. I have a bunch of boulders here that I can use, and I have some boulders in another location as well. But I want to do also a boulder wall here, and here I want to do a masonry boulder wall. And I need to split some of these rocks in half, so if you have any good ideas how to do that, let me know in the comments. I was thinking probably a jackhammer or maybe a hydraulic hammer for the excavator, but the second option is a bit too expensive for me, so probably the cheapest option is just to buy a couple of specially designed wedges to split rocks, but I think that will take forever. If you know anything about rock splitting, then yeah, sure, let me know in the comments. I really appreciate it. So like I mentioned, it's raining and it's really the perfect weather to do excavation. So let's go fire up the hoe and start this episode. I wonder if I can get this thing out of here without even moving the bobcat. sa viitsid äkki tuua seda näpitsaid, et saaks juuri lõigata?
Ahah. Näite, kas see on sul hea lapidas või?
Mina
ei
ei
ole.
Töötab küll.
See on...
The bolt snapped off right like nothing. I guess that root is a bit too big for this thing. Oh well, I just need a new bolt on this. Oh yeah, I think I got everything pretty much settled down here. It's just the way I wanted. Added some of this stuff here as well. You can see there's very little topsoil on this, and then it's just pure gravel and rocks and sand. And that's why I really want to start my own quarry, little mini quarry. Far back in the forest area there is a giant hole that I want to excavate, because this stuff is literally gold. I need to just filter it out, and I want to get rocks like this filtered out, and sand for the cement pours and stuff like that. So that's another future project of mine that I want to do. But anyway, I got my power line installed here. I know it's not deep enough, but I'm planning to add more of this gravel on here in the future time, but right now it will have to do. And now I can start building the boulder wall. So this should be interesting. I'm gonna try to choose the rocks that have these broken off edges and are pretty much flat on one side. I think I have enough just to build this wall. But if I want to do a wall here, then I need a lot more rocks, and yeah, that's why I want to do that quarry thing, because I'm gonna get tons of rocks out of there. So I managed to get all the bigger ones set in place. I know it's not perfect or anything like that, but I think it's the best I can do with these boulders. Moving them around is a huge pain, and setting them in place is a whole different story. And now all I have to do is get some smaller ones going in between the bigger ones and pretty much finish it off, and hopefully it will look nice. So yeah, let's do that now. So I don't really have any more smaller rocks going on about here. These ones that are left here are too big what I want to kind of finish these gaps off, if you know what I mean. There's a bunch of little cavities going on here that I want to fill with rocks, but I don't really have any smaller ones left here, so I'm gonna deal with that issue later. I'm gonna try to build this wall now. It's not that big, but there is an electrical wire going here, so I have to make sure I don't put any rocks on that. Other than that, it should be fine, I think. So I really need smaller rocks now. Something like this. but don't really have anything here anymore. Really the only place to get smaller rocks right now for me is the creek down there, because inside the creek there are a lot of rocks. So let's go get some smaller rocks now. Ooh. This water is pretty cold. Hands are freezing. So I think this is about all I need, really. Don't really want to fill the bucket up too much, because I'm afraid I won't be able to drive up this hill here. Let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, this looks a lot nicer now, with all the smaller rocks in between the larger ones. And now it looks more like a retaining wall. But overall, I'm happy with this boulder wall. And also it looks a lot nicer than it was before. So next order of business here that I want to finish today. I know it's getting late, but bear with me, it's just 3 p.m. right now. I'm not joking you. It's literally just 3 p.m. right now, and it looks like it's like 7 p.m. or something like that. So the next order of business that I want to do is get these boulders that I didn't need and pile them up somewhere there. I don't really want to take them far because I'm planning to use them next year. And then I'm gonna try to level this area out a bit, or just kind of smooth it out. And finally, probably tomorrow, go over it with the rake. But today, let's try to get these boulders removed and maybe smooth this area out a bit to make it look even more nicer than it is. Well, actually, it doesn't look very nice right now, but hopefully in the future. lost the track on the front idle pulley here. That kinda sucks. My top roller is not where it's supposed to be right now. So it's supposed to be on that post there, but I don't know what, but I don't know what the hell is doing down there. Oh my god. So I'm guessing I need to remove the pressure on the pulley here, so I can have a bit easier time to get the track on again. Not what I want. So the problem was that this thing would not go in there because no grease will come out of this port here. And even if I take the grease out by hand, I'm still unable to push it in because the seals won't let the air escape, and this is as far as it will go and nothing more. So this is the next day. Not sure what happened during the night. It was raining the whole night. And yeah, it's snowing now. But anyway, I kind of figured out how you need to detension this thing. This was maxed out. Apparently there's a spring behind that grease fitting, and you have to push that spring down and then you can detension it. So I was able to detension this thing last night, and now I think I can get the track on again. Nice. I'm out of grease. So I'm gonna do a temporary fix on this thing. I know I need to replace all these. Rollers out, but bear with me, guys. I just need this machine for like 20 more minutes to kind of clean this area out a bit, and I don't want the track to come off again. So I'm gonna do a quick temporary fix to prevent this roller from coming off the shaft. Tell me, guys, how many camera stands you know that you can also use as a pry bar like this? So what I want to do here is just drill a hole here and also drill a hole to the end of this shaft and then tap it and lock it in with a bolt. So let's do that. So to match these threads, I usually just line them up. Yeah, that's plenty deep enough. I have to go back and forth constantly, and if it doesn't want to go any further, then just stop, because you will snap this thing very easily. Make sure you clean and apply your cutting oil or cutting spray constantly, because that helps a lot. In this case, slow and steady wins the race here. Can't really rush this. and I did the same thing on this side, and I think this was back in July or something like that, before I actually started this build. And it's been working fine ever since then. That this track has not come off ever since then. But yeah, that track came off yesterday, and yeah, I've actually been meaning to replace the entire undercarriage on this thing, but I've been putting it off because it's kind of expensive. But let's try to finish this thing off. The weather is really horrible today, and I don't really want to be outside with this weather. Wow, that was a pretty good workout. I'm guessing my arms will probably fall off before I go to bed tonight, but that's completely normal. So there are still a lot of wet spots here, but once this thing dries out, I'm guessing it will look nicer. Plus, eventually I think I'm gonna lay some rock down here, and it should make it a lot more sturdy. But considering it's probably been raining for around 16 hours straight, and then it was snowing for a couple of hours, so there are very little puddles going on here. My plan for the future is that this whole area is on the same grade as that, and it's slightly leaning away from the house. So that's my plan for the future, and as you can see, I need a lot more sand and gravel going on here. So this is not even close to being finished yet. But I won't probably do that before I actually make this masonry boulder wall here. So my plan currently is to get that masonry wall going, and then it will do a turn and it will end at that corner, just before that stump. And then I will carry the sand and gravel, whatnot, and fill the whole area in. And eventually I'm gonna do a deck on this thing. So I think that will look nice, but don't quote me on that, because I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna go down that route. So this took me about 3 days to finish, from start to finish. And I really like how this boulder wall came out. I was kind of skeptical at first, but yeah, I kind of like it actually. It makes the root cellar entrance a lot more massive. I don't know what about you guys, but I kind of like it. But anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up, and in the next video I'm planning to actually enclose this addition here. So I said it before, but I wanna add some windows here and close it off from this wall and from this wall. This really needs some protection going on here because it was snowing today. All the logs and wood basically is pretty much wet right now, so I'm thinking this probably needs to be protected. That roof does help against the rain, but when it's windy outside, rain will still hit these parts and I don't want them to get any wet. For that, join me for the next video, and as always, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.